Welcome back to Humboldt State Tonight. Now we've got Frank Cheek himself. Coach, we watched a video about your career earlier in the show. Maggie White was just on talking about some of the little storylines that she shared with the National Convention. There's three things I wanted to ask you about. And first off, we saw that in the late 1950s on the video it referenced that Mary Lou Cheek was a very important part of your life. Tell us, how did a guy like you get a woman like her to marry you?
You can eliminate good looks. You can eliminate money. I think religion played a part. I don't think she would have married me if we didn't make religion the center of our marriage at that time. And I met her in church and courted her accordingly. And after she got her degree in nursing and I got out of the Corps, we got married. It seemed to be a good fit at the time.
Now, she's really been a rock for you over these years. You guys have been married 50 years now, and we know the dedication that you put into your career, into winning, and she's been there every step of the way.
I think, and once again, I go back to religion. I think if she didn't have the Lord to fall back on, she may not have lasted the 50 years. I was so engrossed in what I was doing. I remember Sid Kinzer and his wife. She was a great supporter of Sid, and he was never home. He coached and athletic director in training room, and Mary Lou is in that mold of coaches' wives, and I think any coach that's worth his salt has that type of support at home.
Yeah. We're going to stick at home for a little bit for the next question. Now, one thing the video didn't cover was it covered it slightly, how you excelled as a wrestling coach for many years. Took Humboldt State to as high as #2 in the nation, and so pretty much the last 40 years you have just been dedicated to Humboldt State athletics. Now, I know that played a factor in raising your daughter, and that sometimes she hung around the wrestling team, but you really didn't have the time for her. Talk a little bit about how, when she took up softball, how that was an opportunity for you to have some quality time with Teresa.
Well, Teresa came home from a softball meeting and said, "Dad, I want you to teach me how to pitch." And I said, "Forget it. You've never played softball in your life competitively." They didn't have leagues up here like they do now. And I said, "Yeah, you'll make a good outfielder. I taught you as a little girl how to hit and how to slide and throw the ball." I said, "You'll make a great outfielder." Now, that's it. Well, she goes outside, talks to Mom in the kitchen, and I was in my study, and Mom's crying, she's crying, and I'm outvoted 2-1 right there. So she comes back and says, "Dad, I'll do anything you want. I really want to do this. They don't have a pitcher." And I said, "Okay." I used the scare tactic. "We're going to work out 6 days a week, 12 months out of the year." Thinking, well, that'll do it. She says, "Okay, Daddy." So we went and I got my glove out. I hadn't done anything softball-wise a couple of years, and we went over to Pacific Union, and that's how it started. And then Maggie was over there once and saw us, and that's how she kind of got interested in softball. But she did it, and she was Player of the Year in the state of California her senior year, and Arcata High was the #1 team in the state. We had a great bunch of young ladies. I had good help from my wrestlers as assistant coaches, and Casey Lou helped us, and that's how I got started in softball.
Great. Now, the last thing I want to cover briefly is in the video there, after the national championship game, you kind of gave a shout out to Jesus after your heart attack. You have kind of refocused things. Talk a little bit about how that heart of stone became a heart of flesh here in the last couple of years.
Well, I think anytime you have a death situation and you come back to life and have another opportunity, I think you relish life more, and you're here for a purpose, and I feel I'm a better person for it, and I try to do the right thing, and I believe I was given a second chance, and accordingly I try to take advantage of it. Evidently, there's more things for me to do here.
Certainly is. You've certainly done quite a bit to help Humboldt State over the years, and 2 national championships, and almost 100 All-Americans that you've coached. Coach, it's been a privilege. Thanks for being here. Congratulations again on that great Hall of Fame honor. And thanks for watching Humboldt State Tonight.
Thank you, Tom.